Hey, I'm Adam Booth here with my business partner Steve Clayton on behalf of Chris Keefe and Todd Snively. And if you give us just a few minutes of your time today, we're going to show you an underground method that we taught to 517 students in 2017 and how they used it to generate over $125 million in sales. You'll see how to leverage these rapid sales cycles, and I can promise you it's unlike anything that you would have seen before. You're going to see how you can snowball your income literally in a matter of days. We call this the 7-figure cycle, and regardless of your prior experience that you may or may not have, your successes, your failures, what we've got for you today is something that is an absolute showstopper and absolutely anyone can do it. The system is simple without any of the common headaches. So you don't need a website, you don't need to run Facebook ads. In fact, traffic is a complete non-issue. There's no traffic concerns whatsoever. There's no big inventory bills, there's no overseas negotiations, there's no big long lead times waiting for products to arrive. You don't have to worry about building a brand or developing a product. There's no product invention either. There's no touching of inventory, and there's no customer support.
Listen guys, we have all been there before when trying to build online businesses. We've hit obstacles, okay? Every single one of us has had that experience. Or actually, maybe you've hit them, or perhaps you've just worried about them. You know, all the things that Aiden was talking about with, you know, traffic, paid advertising, inventory costs, inventory management, cash flow crunches. Maybe it just took too long to see results. Or maybe you picked the wrong product that you were trying to sell, or you're worried about that. It's natural, okay? And so if you've hit those things, or if you're worried about them, you just need to kind of give yourself a break, all right? Because look, this is what we do, right? Our focus always is in trying to find out the different areas where people may have problems, and then we fix it, okay? And you'll find out how we're gonna fix it a little bit later on in this video. But you're gonna have benefit of all the people that have come before you, okay? And that have been sort of the guinea pigs here. And we found out all the different spots where people might have issues, and we've got it all sorted.
Before we detail each of the components, let's take a closer look at the business model and our system in more detail. The process starts by buying inventory, but instead of taking the route most people are taking these days, we buy it in the United States. To start with, what we typically do is buy 10 units of a product, for example, 10 photo frames. These might cost us $20 in total. These photo frames are not branded with your company name or logo. We don't worry about that. We're operating more like a store on Main Street that makes money selling other people's brands. So we get the photo frames, we stick an Amazon barcode on each one, and we send it into Amazon warehouses. Once it's at Amazon, we sell it by leveraging the enormous traffic that already exists inside the Amazon ecosystem. This is why we have no issue at all when it comes to traffic, and we don't need to pay for it. Now, you may have heard about selling on Amazon before and the enormous amount of buyer traffic that exists on Amazon, but what we're talking about here is doing it in a very unique way where you don't need to buy Amazon paid traffic or worry about getting organic rankings either. The results are immediate, and it's not a slog at all. We might sell these photo frames for $40. Now, after taking some small Amazon fees and a few dollars for shipping into Amazon, we might end up with a net margin for these photo frames of somewhere between $6 to $10. Once it's sold, we repeat the process. We aim for 2 inventory cycles every month, meaning that in a year, we're turning our inventory over 24 times. Each time we complete an inventory cycle, we aim to add at least 30% net margin, so our revenue and profit very quickly start to grow. The system takes on a snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more powerful with every rotation. If all this talk of inventory, margins, revenue is foreign to you, don't worry. As you're about to find out, we have systems that work out all of this for you. Unlike most models out there, we can build a business using this unique system without huge capital requirements because you're buying in tiny quantities, without paid ads because of the unique way that we leverage Amazon traffic, without a website because you're leveraging Amazon, without doing customer support because you're selling other people's products, without shipping delays because you're leveraging USA suppliers, without annoying overseas negotiations because you're working with USA companies, and without facing a cash flow crunch because the business is self-funding and you're turning money around every 2 weeks. Now you might be wondering what the drawbacks are, and like with every model, there are a couple of things that will make or break your success. You need to know how to quickly identify a product that sells. Most people can't do this very easily, as the suppliers will just give you a big list of 10,000 available products they might have in their catalog. It's overwhelming. The way we do it though is easy and virtually automated, and we'll discuss this more shortly. And similarly, with thousands of USA suppliers who want to work with you, you need to know which ones to choose and how to set up a trade account with them. This is a roadblock for some people, but we've solved it, and we'll discuss that more shortly. What we're talking about doing here has no geographic barriers, meaning you can do it from anywhere in the world. It makes no difference at all. Hopefully you're getting excited and intrigued about this now, and as we work through this introductory presentation, we'll try to answer as many of your questions as we can, and you'll see why it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what your background is, you can use this and you can absolutely dominate with it in 2018.
So what's different about the opportunity that sits in front of you today? This model that we're talking about, selling wholesale goods on Amazon, it's still certainly in the early days, being able to get on this bandwagon, but others have done it. It's not terribly revolutionary. So what's different, about what this opportunity that you have right now? It's the step-by-step processes, the tools, and all of the resources that we've perfected. Now, obviously, Aiden and I have a lot of expertise in this area, but that wasn't enough, really. So we partnered with our friends Chris and Todd, who bring even a whole new level of expertise with this model. And we've combined that, all of our decades of knowledge of this particular business model. And then what we've done is we've spent over a year putting over 500 people through training and just, step by step, perfecting all of these processes and tools and resources so that it's easy for you. And these folks, these over 500 people, they did $125 million in revenue in 2017 following all this process. The training, the strategies, all the things that I talked about, they're simply unmatched. Another thing that makes it so different is our data. Now, I won't go into gory detail about exactly where you need to know certain pieces of data, market intelligence and things like that, but trust me when I tell you that having near perfect data makes all of these decisions easy and makes success absolutely inevitable. If you know exactly what product sells, at what price it sells, and how many you can sell, you could probably do that math in your head about why that is just such a complete and no-brainer that success is absolutely inevitable. And we have the absolute best data, near as perfect as absolutely anyone is going to get. Oh, and by the way, if all that wasn't enough, we actually give you a money-making product. Nobody is doing stuff like this, okay? And nobody gets results like we do with our students.
So as we've been saying, last year our group of 517 students did over $125 million in sales. They took the system for a test drive and got these absolutely staggering results, and we'd never seen anything like it before, not on that scale anyway. So let's take a closer look now at some of the student success stories. Firstly, here's a screenshot showing what we did in the 2017 calendar year. Here you can see $5.4 million in sales revenue in 2017, and this is just from one of our accounts. Don't be alarmed or intimidated by this. We're showing you these screenshots so that you know what's possible here. These are big numbers, and to be totally transparent, we operate at around about a 30% profit margin on this. The regular everyday people getting results is also amazing. Check out these screenshots from Facebook. Nigel has blasted through $10,000 per day. Scott did over $3 million in a single calendar year, and he said that this was something he could never have imagined. Kevin shared this screenshot a few months ago. Now he's cruising along at over $10,000 a month. Michaela is doing even more. She raced to $63,000 in her 4th month using this system. This student did over $432,000 in 1 month using this exact same system. And it's not just in the USA either. Check out what one of our students has accomplished in the UK. Over £161,000, which is over $200,000. As you can see, the results are absolutely incredible.